Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is April 10th, 2022. Howard, what's going on? I see you have a red background.
Oh, that's a piece of art.
Is this your like portfolio map for the year? Or
This piece of art is one of the first one I ever bought. I think we only maybe paid it. Not that I'm proud of it's art, so you don't know, but we were probably just married in Amsterdam. Maybe we paid $1,000. She's a very incredible.
How much do you think it's worth today?
Well, I'm not selling it. I don't know how this stuff works. If it was an NFT, I'd be retired. This is called love letters. That's what that's called. But it looks like there was a murder in the love letter with all that black.
Yeah. So if someone offers you, let's say, what, 99,000, would you sell it?
Never.
You wouldn't? Yeah. Everything has
My
a
son
price.
would. That's why I have it. My son would actually hit the bid on
In the heartbeat.
on this lifestyle for another 6 months. Max has a girlfriend. Life is good. She's cute too.
Good job. Good job.
Things are happening.
Awesome.
The kids are adulting. Mitchell's in New York and Max has a girlfriend in Vegas. And she doesn't work at IHOP, like Tiger.
Well, that's good news, Howard.
What do we do on the show? Do we talk about the markets?
We talk about cycling, golf, and the market, right?
I tell you what, I am in as good a shape as I could. If I just watch what I eat a little more, I was riding with guys in their 60s who were and I consider myself, Ivan, in pretty good shape. They were kicking my ass.
Wait, aren't you in your 60s yet?
No, I'm in my late 50s. I'm in my mid to late 50s.
Good, you're still young. All right, let's talk about the market, Howard. So what do you see here?
Tell me what you see, because I'm miserable.
Okay, so I'll tell you what I see. So for the better part of the first quarter, the market was worrying about high inflation, and that's why we saw all the agricultural stocks, oil, gas.
Can people see the video, or are they seeing us? Can people see the screen?
Yes, people are seeing both the charts and us at the same time.
Oh my goodness, this is MOO. Yeah, this is agriculture. That's
so anything related to rising inflation expectations substantially outperformed in Q1. Basically, everything went up 30 to 50% or more. And then in the past couple of weeks, I'm starting to see a new theme, which is the market starting to price in potential recession later in the year, because all of a sudden we're seeing defensive sector like healthcare, utilities, and consumer staples and REITs just breaking out to new 52-week highs. So I mean, you really don't want to see those.
So stuff with higher interest rates, Ivan, or what are you saying?
Stuff that does well during recession. So basically, the market is currently thinking that there will be stagflation, which means high inflation, low growth, or negative growth. And all of those sectors definitely saw substantial inflows in the past couple of weeks. So many breakouts in the sectors, like all the discount stores, auto stores, which they tend to do well during recessions, because people don't buy new cars.
AutoZone.
They just fix what they have. So all the discount stores, I mean, not Target, but I guess Costco and what was the other one? BJ and Walmart definitely outperformed.
What about Dollar General?
Them as well, definitely breaking out. So that whole topic about, the market worrying about a recession is definitely playing out right now, alongside inflation. So the only thing basically that is not rising is tech, the big leader.
Well, growth, like growth is being punished.
Normal growth.
By the way, these multiples are crazy. So of course.
Yeah. So tech's definitely kind of looking vulnerable. As you can see, it's kind of.
Yeah.
It tested its 200-day. Now it's back to its 200-day. I'm kind of thinking if it cannot bounce here, it can, start falling down. Maybe retest 333 here.
Maybe retest. I mean, there's a lot of downside out there.
So,
there's still everybody's overexposed, including yours truly, even though I have high cash, to tech. Like I'm fully believing that people should asset allocate, but I'm not going to go learn how to pick agriculture stocks. This is the this type of rotation is why people should have asset allocation and not think that they're smart. Because this could just be getting started. We talked about semiconductors 2 weeks ago, Ivan. I said they're starting to roll over just like the trannies.
Yeah. So yeah,
No
anything tech.
offense to any tranny listeners, but just like the trannies, oh, you get that joke, Ivan? You actually got that joke?
I got it. I got it.
We
So
could get canceled over that joke.
So it's possible, but no one is watching, Howard. There are like
Yeah.
1,000 people watching, so no one's going to find
Phew.
it out. And definitely one of the anything cyclical has been super weak.
Yeah, look at UPS. Like I think that's a train wreck too.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
was just
obviously,
breaking
yeah.
out. It's not a train wreck. I mean, big deal. Okay.
But definitely showing relative weakness.
What about the railroads?
FedEx.
Like, because they were at all-time highs. Are they
But
rolling
they
over
also
this?
reversed as part of that sector. So maybe
Interesting.
that pullback to the 200-day, if everything they say
Which is
about,
funny, like all these people like chasing agriculture stocks up 200%. They don't think, you know, these are different types of breakouts. That doesn't mean it won't continue to work, but these are cyclical businesses, and they're really driven by like fear and inflation right now. And I don't know, it's hard for me.
yeah.
But God bless some of these wins, Ivan, are fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that definitely
Fertilizer
Q1 has been so strong for anything basic materials, anything food related. Like, I mean, even a stock like Combs, like they sell X that hasn't gone nowhere for forever. Even they're breaking out. You know, anything.
Yeah,
food
these could be
related.
real breakouts. But again, what do I know about these? I don't understand. And the government, it's so funny because the government hates oil companies, but these food companies are killing us.
So,
Right?
so in your
We're
venture capital, you've only invested in a tequila company, so like nothing food related or anything consumer.
No, I mean,
No?
listen, I truly, you know, you got to pick your domain experience, and I think this is people should be thrilled that we're seeing this rotation. It was a joke, right? Like it'd be better. Like people go, "Are you worried about growth?" Like I'd be worried if everything was selling off, right? Like 08. 08, everything was selling out. Do people like, is that what people want? No, this is just real rotation caused by real business shit happening and real tragedy happening in the economy and internationally. And there's real consequences of this complete wealth trade and wealth gap that happened, right? You got Bezos owns the Washington Post, Elon Musk owns Twitter, Mark Benioff owns Time Magazine. Jared Kushner just got $2 billion from the Saudis, even though he's never managed money in his life. Like, we are living in the most ridiculous era of money and greed and wealth accumulation, but the markets are doing their thing, right? Like you know, the money is seeking a home. I think what people are rooting for is some kind of crash, which is crazy. So I'm kind of happy that we're not seeing a complete meltdown, because I want people to be able to make money. What I'm advising people, and I know you trade for yourself, I don't really do that, is, you know, you know, for you, it's risk management. So a ticker is a ticker and you understand this rotation. But for the average person who doesn't have the time, like this growth trade has been warned and over for a long time. And until you get inflation under, you know, some kind of policy that makes sense. Look at the rates. Like there's a lot more damage to come. Like what I'm worried about is another 08 problem caused by housing and cars and lending and greed and fear. Like that's what I don't want. Right now we're just seeing, you know, a little bit of give back in tech stocks, right? Like what if it really gets bad?
I mean, it's possible to happen. If you remember the first half of 2008, like oil and potash stocks were leading. They went up a lot. I mean, look at this here.
Exactly.
So the first
this
half
is
of 2008,
not good. Like people need to remember,
they kind of doubled, and after that, everything broke.
Correct. This is real, and this is not what you want to see. I know people hate their tech overlords, but in their oil, these oil overlords and these food overlords, combined with just the Me Tooism in public of politics, we are like really sloppily setting up for a late year crash, right? Like Because
I mean, if
eventually,
oil prices and food prices continue higher, that is very likely.
yeah, that's what I'm nervous about. And that's what I'm trying not to chase, cyclical stocks. But nothing good happens when utilities are
Exactly. I mean, you don't want to see them leading the
yeah,
market.
it's fine when they're never doing badly, but I just don't like
Because
seeing.
it's funny that, you typically.
But what a run from the 08, but what a run from they've doubled off 2020 prices. So I guess don't chase utilities, but I guess the next time you see a crash, it's okay to own some utilities.
It's funny that in a, record inflation environment, you have utilities that pay 3-4% dividend, and people are still putting money there just because the thinking is, okay, during high inflation, we're going to lose purchasing power, but at least it's not going to be a lot. So
yeah, I don't understand a lot of the behavior. I just think it's okay to say you don't know what's going on. It's okay to trade some breakouts, like you're recommending. Like, I totally see these breakouts, but these things can reverse very quickly. And I don't care how much people hate tech, when growth isn't working, investing in value businesses is why you index. That's why you go in the stock market for these type of periods where stock picking isn't working, and you want to stay invested. But stock picking in this environment, I'm wary of people picking stocks here, because you haven't seen this happen. These companies are not known by these young people, and they haven't seen anything like this. Well, we haven't seen inflation since the 70s, and the government, it's got one trick to combat it, and it's a much trickier type of world than it was in the 70s. So I'm in real conservative mode. I don't like what I'm seeing, and the same people are still being preyed upon. Look at her. People are so quick to call a bottom there, and she doesn't know what she's doing. She hasn't seen this environment and managed billions of dollars. She has one trick, and at ARK.
I read somewhere on Twitter.
The trick is broken.
Yeah. That this year, no matter how ARK does, they're going to make 80 million, something like this.
Yeah, because she's got fans. It's like Trump. Look, she's got disciples. It's like a cult, because they don't want to change their mind, so they dig in, right? Or they rationalize being down 60%, and there's no reason. It's okay. Everybody's going to have stocks that go down 50%. Period. End of story. If someone, it's happened to all of us. It's happening to me. And you have to know the risk trade-offs, because but to have your whole portfolio go down, and then just she's still talking about oil like it's going to be $12,
$10. Yeah. Pretty ridiculous. And I mean, some growth managers are actually using ARK as a hedge, so they own some 10-20 individual stocks, and then they short ARK as a hedge, because the S&P hasn't been a good hedge for the growth names. So this is one of the reasons why it's still so popular.
Possibly
as a vehicle.
But is there any? I mean, listen, growth in crypto is still working because the market caps are small, and the insider, knowledge, the kind of the magnified.
Do you have a favorite token right now, or a cryptocurrency?
Terra Luna's been breaking up, but I don't get it. It's a stable coin kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Stable coins come and go, in my opinion. But I do think Bitcoin is, in the long term, doing what it's supposed to do. Bitcoin is kind of digital gold. It's performed way better than gold. Look at gold. It should be triple from here. No one really. It may, it's the best setup that I see that hasn't actually done anything. So
so for the next year, if you had to choose between gold and Bitcoin, which one?
I would always choose the digital version of it, because I trust the supply. Like gold, I don't trust because the governments are involved, right? Like it should be going much higher, but like Bitcoin kind of, there was a great Peter Thiel interview that I linked to today where he was saying Bitcoin predicted the inflation, right? Like the rise of Bitcoin predicted this, right? Versus everybody wants Bitcoin to go up now because of inflation. And again, I'm not a Peter Thiel fan, and I think he form fits a lot of his stuff. He's a great venture investor. I don't think he was a great public market investor. So I don't trust his analysis, but he's gotten enough right about money and stuff that you got to listen to him. And, you know, if you look at a Bitcoin chart, I guess you don't go back long enough in your Bitcoin chart, but like Bitcoin predicted in 2011, 12, 13, that we would get inflation. Let's go take a look. Go back and look at.
Just 1 second.
And it is an interesting, there you go. Like Bitcoin that run in 21 was the predictor of inflation, or 20. You know what I mean?
Everything went up because of, I mean, the US basically
not at that scale.
$5 trillion, Howard. So
I understand it. Bitcoin was a great proxy for the inflation that was at hand. And I was like, it's digesting one of the most incredible runs of all time as an asset. So I'm like, if you ask me what I would pick, if I was betting against policy, betting against American government getting it right, which I doubt they will based on how split the government is and how old our leaders are, how mean they all are, Bitcoin is way better hedged than gold because I trust the supply. But I'm not saying go out and buy it. I own some, but like, I don't fully understand how tied to the system it is. But like, if we go look at rates and inflation, if you think about what the government keeps kicking did you have school debt, Ivan?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah,
you never had it, you just paid cash?
I paid it, yeah.
Okay, but the students have not been paying student debt for 2 years. You talk about inflation. You've now programmed kids in their mid-20s that they don't have to pay their school debt. Forgetting right or wrong, I am pissed because I paid my debt and, I got to pay my kids' school. So why am I now picking up Harvard? Why am I picking up Harvard and Yale and all this debt from kids that are going into the system? Obviously, there's good kids that deserve some relief, but I'm not happy about this. And this is inflationary. Like, what, these kids are never going to pay back the trillions in debt that they have, and that doesn't make so the whole thing's so corrupt. And we're at I don't know what the trigger is, but no one's talking about the student debt. Everybody, both sides are kicking the can down the road, and we're not allowing people to pay back their debt.
Is it that big of a market? You mentioned trillions.
Debt? Are you kidding? It's like Fannie Mae. You know how many this whole fucking country is run by universities and the debt and scams that
I'll check on it later after the show.
Okay. But my point is, if you tell a 23-year-old that you've deferred their payments for 2 years and they can go gamble on crypto and parlay bets on DraftKings and FanDuel and MGM and free bets, good luck trying to get these kids to pay that debt back later on. That's inflationary. Like, it's not good inflation either. These kids are just gambling and they're not spending it other than on iPhones. So it's not going so we're just, hate to be that old guy that says that, but this is why Apple and Google are working. That's what kids spend their money on, So anyways, I think if you can trade the cyclical, Ivan, there's so much working, like you said, agriculture,
anything oil and gas,
energy,
exactly.
Yeah. Chevron was breaking out. I saw Patterson. I used to trade that in the 90s.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
Like, again, wow. It's crazy, yeah. But yeah, all the oil names are just looking really bullish. Obviously, just starting to break out again after a big move in early Q1.
And they're under-owned, and there is no supply. So these things could definitely become meme stocks. Yeah. Beautiful charts. So again, like what I worry about is when we come back and do these at the end of the year, what, you know, if anything that we're thinking about today, what I'm worried about is more third quarter, fourth quarter, when people really who've overstayed their welcome and growth panic. And what happens? Do they put their money into agriculture stocks or do they pull it out of the market completely? And I think that's what I'm trying to think through.
Yeah,
But anyways,
the new earnings season, I think, starts next week. So it'll be interesting to see how all those companies will talk about supply management issues. And,
yeah.
inflation.
This will be a really wild earnings seasons for sure. Anyways, you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Do I sound like the cranky old man?
No, I think you sound reasonable, Howard.
Yeah,
You
I
make
think
sense.
we've been carefully sounding the alarm on the weak action in tech. I wish I had better news for people. I mean, business is good. Like we have companies that are growing in our portfolio, but the amount of capital they have in the valuations that they're at are, in my opinion, silly. And I've been writing about that. So you're not going to.
What's going on with your SPAC? Are you doing anything or nothing?
I wish I could talk about it, but you know I can't.
Okay, cool.
So have a great week, buddy. In May 1, I'll be in San Diego. So I'm in Spain next week biking, but we'll try and do a show from
Oh,
my.
awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
See you
Have a
next
good
week.
week, everybody.
Bye.